Hi everyone, welcome to UiQ TV series. I'm Volkan, Bilgic, the Workspace Solution Specialist here at Ultima. I'm joined today by Chris Freeman, who's our pre-sales consultant.
Hi Volkan.
Hi Chris. Today we're going to be talking about prompt engineering within the M365 Copilot stack. One of the things that we're seeing when we talk to a lot of organizations with regards to adoption and how they're adopting the technology, the biggest feedback we're seeing is Copilot doesn't work. We saw this in our own internal kind of pilots. What do customers do in that sense, Chris?
So the biggest failing I'm seeing, and that I found, because we've had it for 6 months, right?
Yep.
And it's been a bit of a transition and a learning curve, but it's what you're asking Copilot to do. So it's the prompt, and you've probably seen it everywhere. It's the art of the prompt. And that's where a majority of people fail. Again, this is why we need adoption, because how do you learn to prompt? Yep. People haven't, you don't do that at school. So basically, it's getting the prompt right. And there's a number of ways of doing that, isn't there? So I don't know whether you want to go through the GCSE, but if you can remember the GCSE is something in your head, you've got the goal. So you want to tell Copilot exactly what you want to get out of it. Yep. You want to do the C, which is the context. So basically you want to tell it, I'm going to be doing a webinar this afternoon. What do I need to do to be interesting? So that's the C. You've got the S. I've got this the right way around, haven't I?
Yep, source.
Which is the source. Yep. So essentially point it at something. So point it at a website, point it at your own documentation or anything like that. Otherwise, Copilot's going to look everywhere. So narrow down the search. And then you've got the E, which is the expectation. So what do you want it to do for you? So do you want it to give you a bullet list of things to do? Do you want a spreadsheet? Do you want it to bring it back in a table? And be really specific about what you want. I think some of the things we've learned is that managers are really good at doing this because they have the skill set to ask somebody to be able to do something and for them to bring it back to them the way that they want. So be specific about what you want it to do. It's tough to know what good looks like, but thankfully you've got Copilot for that. So the trick is to ask Copilot. So if you don't think it's right, ask Copilot, does this look right? Could you ask me clarifying questions so that I've thought of everything? Copilot is your buddy. Is that a good word for it?
Well, it's
your assistant. So talk to it like it's your assistant and ask it to go off and do things and help you and have that conversation. And I think that's what people find really difficult with the technology. They're asking very much IO in out kind of questions, as in just give me an answer instead of working with it. Because technology, normally you just put a sum in and it spits out a result. With this, you've given it context and all sorts of things. So building the perfect prompt. It's taken me probably 3 to 4 months to kind of get them down. And what the sin would be now is to throw that away and forget about it. Save it, put it in an area where everybody can use it, share the wealth, put the ladder down, help everybody through it. And you'll end up building even better prompts because people will bring things to the party that you would never have thought of. And that's the ideal state to be. So it isn't too technical. Prompt engineering sounds technical. It's not. It's just being clear about what you want to do and what you want to get out.
100%. And that's something I see, I do a lot of demos and, sessions with clients. And one of the key instructions I say is never be vague. If you are vague, you're leaving, Copilot's a machine at the end of the day, open to interpretation. But again, we were on an event together a few weeks back with Microsoft at their kind of promptathon. There was a section in that kind of promptathon about a good prompt, a basic prompt, a good prompt, and the best prompt. Can you elaborate on what these will be, or what these will look like, where customers can play or try out?
Can I be honest and say, again, use Copilot to build that out? So when you're first kind of creating a prompt, it can be however long you want it to be. So there's something in Copilot called Notepad. Just write it all in there. And then once you think you've got everything, you're getting the answer that you want out of it, ask it to reduce it down and make it a lot clearer and make it into the perfect prompt. And it'll do that. It'll kind of reduce it. And as I said, ask it, is there anything else I should be asking? And it'll ask you. So I think you don't have to get too scared about it or too precious about it. Just ask it and see what comes back. At the end of the day, as we said, it's not going to tell you off. It's not going to say you're stupid. It's not going to do anything like that people kind of fear when they're in a technical space. They're scared about being told they're stupid. It won't. It's a computer. At the end of the day, so be stupid, but just get the right answers for you. But I think people don't persist. They kind of just try 3 things. It doesn't spit out what they want. Again, they throw it away. Again, why adoption's important.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for that, Chris. Thank you for your time. Thank you all for joining us today on our UiQ TV series on M365 Copilot and prompt engineering. We have an event on in London on the 27th of June. Please join us on that event where we'll be going through some interactive demos of how to construct the most perfect prompts.